Yes, Quinn.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm terrific, man.
All right. Cell phone charger back there if you need one.
Perfect. I got 100. I was prepared. I got my power bank here too.
Good for you, that's smart.
Yeah, you gotta be prepared.
Gotta be. Where are you visiting from?
I just came for a conference here.
Oh,
I'm from Toronto.
Toronto, oh, okay.
Yeah.
What kind of conference?
It's a self-improvement club.
Oh, okay, cool.
And they're running here for like a conference for a sanctioned speaker here for public speaking. So it's really looking forward to that tomorrow. But today I got a day that maybe utilize it and go see that river cruise.
Oh, I totally know the architectural tour.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a really good time. Nice.
That's a good one, right? Yeah. Have you been there?
I have. Yeah.
How is it?
Yeah, it's really great. Depending on who's running it, there's some of them that are like comedians, so they're really funny.
Okay.
Yeah. But even then, it's a really good time. Just seeing how all the architecture, you just drive around. Then you see like Riverwalk, which is a part of Chicago. There's a ton of little restaurants right on the river you can walk by. It's really great. You see a part of Chicago you wouldn't even notice if you didn't know about it.
That's it. That's what my friend told me. He's like, I want you to hear. It's just something must do. I'm like, what am I gonna do? I got a date to go here.
Nice. That's great.
What's other things from your perspective looking at, seeing, checking?
Let's see. And if you're in that area, you're not far from the Chicago Museum of Art.
Chicago Museum.
And then let's see. A little bit up on Milwaukee is a lot of people like the Starbucks. It's like 4 stories where they do stuff you can only get there if you like coffee drinks, coffee espresso. That's a little touristy. That whole strip there, Miracle Mile, has a lot of good like shopping. If you like shopping,
something to see, something because it's like 1 hour and a half here, and then I'm like, what can I do? Not too long, but something cool.
Sure. There's also, let's see, what is it called now? It's not the Sears Tower. It has a Willis Tower. But that, if you want to go one of the tallest buildings in Chicago, you can go up, and then they have see-through, so you can see down.
So how you call it?
Willis Tower.
Willis
Tower. And you're not far from there. And then you could go a little further south, and there's the Museum of Science and the aquarium. Also really, really good time.
Museum, 1 second. Museum of Science.
And the aquarium.
Yeah, that should keep him busy.
There you go. Exactly. Yeah, should be plenty to do.
Cool.
Yeah, and then I'm trying to think. Other than that, in that part of downtown, it's mostly shopping and restaurants. And then also, good restaurants right there on the Riverwalk. You'll see when you go on the tour, you'll go by all of them, and you'll see there's a lot of great restaurants to try there. Chicago's very much a food city.
Yeah, I see. That's good.
Yeah.
Just had some quesadillas just in case, so I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, and I think that Weston has the good inside restaurant in here, right? Yeah, pretty good. They do pretty good.
It's nice. I had a nice breakfast. I arrived today early morning, and they were kind enough to let me check in for $50 earlier.
Sure. Well, that's nice of them.
So,
And so you're doing a course on public speaking?
Yeah, it's part of it. It's pretty much it's like the people who run it, like who started it, they're like ex-secret society member.
Oh, okay.
Right, so he kind of quit, and the guy trying to bury him, they put him in jail for 8 years. He got out.
Wow.
I don't know if you heard. His name is Kevin Trudeau.
Kevin Trudeau.
He's really quite a character. He's
okay.
So I really got inspired by his thinking and how his life is. He had all those opulent success in life that the Rolls Royces, Ferraris, and whatever 5 mansions around there, and then they put him to jail for 8 years.
Wow.
Because he exposed the pharma. He wrote a book, Natural Cures They Don't Want You to Know.
Sure.
And it was for the bestseller in New York Times for 26 weeks in a row. It's like nobody beat that record until now.
Wow.
So so he got out like 2 years ago, and a lot of those guys, they coming, they're just still trying to sue him.
Of course.
But he still, he's committed to helping people. That's his kind of goal. Doesn't have a family, because when you have a family, they can grab you bite the nuts and you're gonna do what they say, right? So
Very true.
yeah, so this kind of, you know, the books they have that I've been in the club for like several years, and a lot of good things happen in life, you know.
That's great.
So that's pretty much the first time I'm gonna see him like live, right? So I'm really excited.
Nice.
He's here, right? So he never, in the last 2 years he couldn't travel, and that's when I, you know, joined
I see.
all the COVID thing and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So now you know, they have this 1-day seminar here. I said, I want to make it here.
Sure. Yeah. Toronto's not too far.
No, it was an hour 50 minutes flight.
Yeah.
If you drive, it's about 10 hours.
Right.
I got some guys are coming now on the way, so it's nice to drive, but it's like taking off time, work and stuff.
Sure.
It's tough now. It's a busy season for myself. I do appliance technician.
Oh, okay.
I fix fridges, stoves, all kinds of stuff, right?
Nice. Nice. Okay.
So it's I thought maybe drive. That means I'm gonna miss Monday, and I'll enjoy the scenery. But then flight is a little bit more expensive. But then I'll be back tomorrow home before midnight. So
Right. There you go. And then you can start work on Monday.
there you go. Yes, just.
When I travel, I always like to give myself an extra day on both sides to do nothing. Then I'm like, you know, I would still take Monday off and go like, I'll start work Tuesday, but Monday I can unpack and decompress. And
It's better. It's true. It's better. It's just now it's been slow last few months.
Sure.
And you know, the money you know is tight. So I'm like, okay,
Gotta get it.
you gotta get it. And now it's like 12, 13 clients a day. So
Wow.
I better every day. You know, I don't work. I pretty much lose enough money. So
Sure. Or it's your own business? You run your own
it's
business?
my brother's company, right? Like he's not my blood brother, but I knew him for so many years, and you know, we started this company just two of us.
Oh, okay.
He invested all the money and stuff, but you know, I put all this on field. Now we got 10 technicians, so
Wow.
I have some commitments, and
Sure.
yeah, it's good. It's good. A lot of working with clients.
Yeah.
But, you know, I spoke with other Uber drivers, and they say pretty good. You know, if you work 8-10 hours a day as an Uber in Chicago, it's pretty good, pretty decent.
Sure. Oh, yeah. You make about American. You make about $25 to $30 an hour.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's not bad. It's not
No,
bad.
no.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. Yeah, if that's what you do all day, it's
It is. It's good. I mean, you can close. Can you close like 2K? You can close 2K.
Oh, easy. Yeah, easy. Like in a week, if I did this all day every day, I would easy. Like you could probably make maybe $300 or $400 a day. So in 6 days, 7 days, about $2,000.
Okay.
Yeah. But and there's two apps. There's Uber and Lyft.
Yeah.
And for if you're on Uber, you can only drive for 12 hours. So then you could switch to Lyft and then do another 6, and then that's you know another $150. So you know 400, 500 depending.
But
And
then it's all day driving.
Exactly, that's all day. But me, I really enjoy this. I like driving. I work in technology from home.
Okay.
So I'm on computers all day, cloud infrastructure.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I do all day. So this is how I talk to people, because I don't talk to people all day. I have a daughter, but she's with her mom most of the time.
Okay.
So I'm alone. So I don't get to talk to anybody.
Okay. So you enjoy it, really?
Yeah, this is fun. I'm like, this is a hobby.
That's
I enjoy
really
it.
good.
Yeah, and it
Hobby-
pays for the car.
Exactly. Hobby that pays, that's really nice, man.
Exactly.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
It's like Donald Trump. They ask him what's the secret to success. He say you gotta love what you do,
Sure.
and you have to be born with it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, in this club, what it teaches us, yes, you have to be born with that, because genetically you have a DNA vibration that is success oriented.
Sure.
However, you can program this with your mind. That's what they teach it in this club.
Nice. Okay.
And honestly, you know, like I've been in the construction business before.
Yeah.
About 10 years, and I had a company doing tiling,
Okay.
Hudson Bay stores in Ontario,
Okay.
around Canada. I used to drive around, good money. Like some days I'd be making like over $1,000 a day,
Nice.
right? And like still Canadian, but it's not a lot of people make it there, right?
Yeah, that's great money. Yeah.
And by applying this information, right? So
Okay.
it's really got me out of the loop that you know, a lot of people believe that, you know, you gotta be really working hard to make money, but 99% of it is thinking.
Right.
Right? So
Sure. That's a great point.
it's interesting. It's very interesting. I don't know, one of those books is Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich.
Okay.
Something that, if you're interested in this kind of material, it's
Absolutely.
It can change. It can change your perspectives on life, and
Definitely.
potentially, like the thing why I ask you, because you like it, as you enjoy it. It doesn't feel like work.
Exactly.
And work is pretty much going somewhere you don't want to go, doing something you don't want to do.
Right.
Right. But if
Yeah.
you are enjoying the process, then this is not work, and then you will get the great result of you enjoying it. Right.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what I love. Just the conversations, talking to people, new perspectives.
Yeah.
I mean, how lucky am I? I get in the you get in the car and you tell me all about this philosophy and all this great stuff. So now I get to read all about it, which sounds
It's the thing, because
Yeah.
also another great book by Zig Ziglar, See You at the Top.
See you at the top. Okay.
Yeah, this is a freaking phenomenon, because he's saying, like, a lot of people, they go in a car, they pump music, they listen, they feed them, like you feed your body every day. You
Yeah.
have to feed your mind every day with the
Absolutely.
proper information. You can't
Yeah.
just you eat every day, so you gotta do the same thing with your mind, because the powerful elite class, they want to control you, so
Right.
they will put those commercial subliminal messages for you to feel like a slave, right? But once you in the car, pretty much driving, he put it in very interesting. Actually, yesterday I read this chapter. It's a segment, and he was talking about driving in the car. Like, people go and they pay like 20, 30, 50 grand to go to college, university to get a degree.
Yeah.
But they forget that when they sit in the car, you have so much time to listen. Average person spends about 600 hours a year
Wow.
driving.
Sure.
So if putting it by years, within 3 years of this driving, you can get an education being inside a car. And
Wow.
if you use the right CDs, audios,
Sure.
and you will get knowledge, right?
Right, and no homework.
And
That's
exactly,
great.
and you making money. So this is like,
Sure.
I'm like, holy shit! It's like, yeah, it's there. Like, it sounds simple, but nobody does it.
That's very true.
rarely.
No, you're right. Yeah, half the time, like you said, you're in a car, you're listening to music or listening to a podcast interview show or
Mhm.
something, and it's not productive, not feeding your
Exactly.
brain, feeding your mind.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, you're right. There's a lot of moments that you can do that with.
It does
time.
quite opposite, if when you listen to news, like I don't listen to that no more, but because before, even when it was running, like our local radio stations, like I used to listen like years ago,
Yeah.
for music purposes. But then in between they put those commercials,
Right.
and the news. If you listen to that, like 99.9%, it's all negative garbage.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
this got raped, this got killed,
Yeah.
this is like inflation, this, and like
Yeah.
they intentionally putting this information for you to
yeah.
vibrate fear.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
so then you bring yourself, like, they can't force you, but they can suggest to you, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
you make that decision, and that's what happens. So
Absolutely.
Very
Yeah,
interesting.
that's the media cycle with the news, with television and radio, because those are what get people to click on it, to
Mhm.
say, okay, this
Yeah.
is what we're paying attention,
Yeah.
this is what we're viewing. And with the 24/7 news cycle, it's sensationalism,
Exactly.
right? If it's, what's going on, what's checking out, then, or what is it that on the news they always say, okay, what's this thing in your kitchen that could kill you more at 9 o'clock,
yeah.
right? And that gets you to watch. The radio does the same thing. Right, same
Tell me
thing.
something good,
Right? Yeah.
What's good in life, seriously.
Exactly.
It's like pure disaster going on.
Yeah.
So-
No, and that's it. I'm sure for you, right? When you said, "Oh, I'm going to Chicago," people are like, "Oh, be careful, right? It's scary. Be careful."
I don't
it's
even tell
dangerous."
them. That's the thing.
Oh, good,
I
yeah.
don't say that no more. Like,
Yeah.
only my close ones, they know.
Yeah.
But like, just calling, and to be honest, like, once I start being plugged into this information, into this being in this club, I start
Mhm.
to associate with like-minded people, because I start changing my world.
Sure.
Because what's within, so as without. So
Absolutely.
if you are vibrating, we all energy, like vibrating in a different frequency. The reason
Sure.
why me and you look different, because the structure of that molecular structure is a little bit different, so
Sure.
the frequency is different.
Sure.
But in the end, this car and you and me and this road made from the same particles.
Definitely.
So when people are thinking, certain thoughts, they attract, by law of attraction, they attract people who vibrate the same thoughts,
Right.
right? So if you starting changing you, things around starting to change. And I noticed all those friends that I used to have them like 5 years, 3 years ago, they vanished. I don't have them anymore.
Oh wow.
And I was like, man, this guy got married, he got a baby, this guy disappeared, this guy changed his address, and that's it. And I stopped talking to those people.
Wow.
So yeah, very interesting things happening. So
Right. Yeah, you're changing your life, changing your
Yeah.
structure, and
Yeah.
the people in it change just the same. There's a lot to that. I've read a lot of philosophy that talks about exactly that. The person that you are resonates out there, and you draw the people that are there for you in that time. And that can be both good and bad. If you're a self-destructive person, you're going to find people that are going to help destroy you.
Exactly. And
So-
they say if you want to improve the world, work on you.
Yeah.
It sounds very like I didn't understand it before, but then like once you start actually doing it, because a lot of people know, but some people they know about, and some people really know.
Right.
And how do they know? That's the first concept in our club is like, who do you listen to?
Yeah.
And you gotta listen to people who have what you want, either it's financial, spiritual, whatever is your goals.
Yeah.
And you have to listen to them what they have, and also if they've been where you are. Because
Yeah.
if you're gonna go start listening to super billionaires, they're thinking differently right now because they have all those things right now, so they can't really give you that perspective
Right.
if you even had a chance to talk to them, right?
Right.
Because it's like, look, Titanic. It's always been first class, second class, third class. The first class people never associate with second class and third class.
Right.
And the daughter who's in super wealthy family, she would never marry to a person who's like a cowboy or something.
Right. Very
It
true.
just doesn't. It never happened. And if
Yeah.
something like that happened, the parents would be like, no, that's
Right.
not gonna happen. Because
Yeah.
kids, sometimes, oh yeah, love this and that. But parents, they understand that this is gonna take away from. It's not even about the money. It's the vibrational group is changing, and they don't
Sure.
want it.
Right.
Of course, there's exceptions, but in general, it's not happening.
Sure.
And nothing changed since then.
Right.
Like right now to go to those clubs is all private parties, this and that. Where are you from?
That's very true.
And all those secret societies called like Skull and Bones, the Illuminati, the Power Elite, the Trilateral Commission. There's dozens and dozens. And this guy, he was a part of a brotherhood. Very secret society, very secret. And he was just a kid, and he was like from a blue collar community. But the reason why he got interested in him, because the guy he had that gift of seeing energy,
Okay.
right? And he didn't even know about it, but the other person saw it, and he started communicating with him. And at the same time, Kevin, he was a kid. He was 14, and he wanted more because they had like always problem with money, like a regular, like his dad was a welder, mom was a full-time homemaker. He was just like a chubby kid at the time. So but he had those goals while everybody were like getting stoned and listening to Led Zeppelin. This guy, he was listening to success seminars and motivational tapes and so on. So
Sure.
so by changing himself, this guy appeared in his life. So long story short, by the age of 18, he had already over $1 million in his account. He was very successful already.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
Later on, he decided to quit and to step out of the club and to create a club that will benefit everybody, right?
Sure.
Around the world, because so it's going to be available to average person like me, you, anybody who's like just people who pay their taxes and make a living.
Sure.
But and obviously from all those people, not everybody would want to change their life, but it's like, for example, if you go to gym and let's say a person is 300 overweight and somebody else only 50 pound overweight, they're like minus 100, this guy is minus 50. So whatever you start from, it doesn't really matter,
Right.
as long as you advance.
Yeah.
So that's the key, and his goal is to improve this world by improving society, and literally he gave away his freedom for that. He had options like, we give you 50 millions right now to your account, we close everything, and you're free, but we own you. Like, we're gonna tell you what books to write, we're gonna
Right.
tell you what's you're gonna quit gin, this club that he opened. He said no, he's committed to that, and
Sure.
that's really like what I admire about the person. He has that character that unbroken. They
Yeah.
can't break him, and so very interesting. The first time it was ever exposed, it was by Earl Nightingale,
Okay.
and on vinyl records. It was free. Wow, it was like in 60s, yeah, maybe. So he called it a stranger's secret. It was really touched. It's like you become what you think about most of the time.
Sure.
And he gives a story about a person like this guy Charlie works in his a boy and another guy, the kids, they go into school, so and so. Then this guy goes to army, comes back. He's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, nothing." He's like, "Oh, I'm working in this factory. They pay pretty good and consistent. Do you want to come? He's like, oh, sure, why not? So he goes there. He starts working. He works 5 days in a week, and he's like, after 40 years, he's retired. He does whatever his dad did, and so on. So because it's nothing changing, right?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, he never actually thought what he wanted to be,
Right.
So
Yeah,
you
just
have to
went along with
exactly.
it. And created.
So the first time ever it was exposed like on paper and on actual tapes is by Napoleon Hill, the guy who wrote Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah.
And the guy who hired him was Andrew Carnegie. You know this guy?
Oh yeah, Andrew Carnegie.
Okay, so the Carnegie, he wrote a book, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Dale Carnegie. I did that course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That course is how to win friends and influence people,
Yeah.
and that's basically how to develop a pleasing personality,
Yeah.
how to have business with people, how to deal with people,
Yeah.
right? That's why the book is called How to Deal with People and Win Friends. But and then why he decided, because he was part of the secret society,
Uh-huh.
and he had he was the richest man in the world at the time.
Sure.
John D. Rockefeller took over with oil
Yeah.
later, but at the time he was the richest man in the world.
Yeah, for a while.
But what he
Carnegie.
noticed is like, imagine you have anything you want, whatever you can imagine you can buy,
Yeah.
whatever place, whatever house, island, country you can buy
Yeah.
with this kind of money, like 170 or close to 200 billion dollars back in 1920s.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is like crazy money right now.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe $1 trillion. I don't know.
Yeah, trillion close to.
It's crazy,
With inflation.
And
yeah.
he wasn't a guy who was working hard, right? So he was like 9 to 5. There was no cell phones, no TVs, and the guy would go and just do his business and then 3 months he would go to Scotland.
Wow.
Okay, every year. So he wasn't a guy who putting a lot of physical effort, and yet he didn't invented that. He just used the material and make from steel company he made an empire. And so he was interested about what, like, it's all about the feeling, how you feel.
Yeah.
Right? So he decided, man, I want to share with the world, because he felt like if he's giving to somebody information or whatever he can give to another person, it makes him feel so good.
Sure.
So it's not the money in your bank. For example, if you have now $1 billion, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go buy some stuff, maybe,
Right.
Maybe you're gonna stop working, maybe you're gonna go on travel, But why are you doing all those things? Why? Because you want to feel better.
Right.
It's all going to the feeling. So since what he did, he hired Napoleon Hill, the guy who wrote Think and Grow Rich.
Mhm.
He hired this guy, and he said, I'm giving you 20-year commission. You're gonna go in the clubs where I go. You're gonna meet all those rich people, including John D. Rockefeller, and you're gonna write a book. You're gonna write why those people are so rich and why are they doing what is different.
Sure.
Okay, so when he did that, Henry Ford, he got crazy. He says, if people know this information, like, who's gonna work in my factories? That was his quote.
Oh, that's
His
so
words,
funny.
right? Because
Sure.
they don't want to share it,
No.
right? If you know it and I know it and everybody know it, then we just create our own success and we just happy. And then these guys cannot control us,
Right.
because it's not about the money right now. They can print as much as they want, especially the federal bank.
Yeah.
It's a private corporation, so it controls the government. So who cares about they can print as much as they want.
Right.
So that's about control. So yeah, that's very interesting. So that's the second time, and then they got shut down. He wrote the book Think and Grow Rich and Law of Success in 16 Lessons. Those two books.
Okay.
And the book got off the market. They watered it down. They reduced it dramatically. They took out the key ingredients from there.
Oh.
And you think about it. If you want to make a chocolate cake, but then your chocolate cake is missing some elements, it's not going to be the same delicious chocolate cake.
True.
So they know that.
Yeah.
And that's why they did it. But
So they
it's
cut it out.
Yes, they
Yeah,
cut it out.
watered it down.
Still, there's a lot of good information.
Sure.
It's like a lot of it on track, but then you got to use your own discernment, knowing the material that you go through. For example, in this club, right? They share stuff that there's level 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Eventually, it's going to be 12 levels. So far, it was 8 levels they released, and yeah, he's been out for 8 years, so now he's back.
Sure.
And they still try to put him back in jail. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that now this what he did when he left Brotherhood, Kevin. He did it publicly, and he was met with violent opposition.
Sure.
And but another about 30 members from other, for example, Illuminati or Skull and Bones. You know that all U.S. presidents, all senators, they are members of secret societies, 33 degree.
Wow.
You know that, right?
No, I didn't know
Okay,
that.
so they are.
Okay.
They proud wearing their Masonic garbs,
Uh-huh.
and when you ask them, yes, they say yes, we are. But what you learn, oh, we cannot tell you, it's secret. But all of them, they are. There's not one that is not. So
Wow.
yes. So some people, when Kevin wanted to get out from this, and he got out, the other people came to him anonymously and say, we want to support you because you got out, because they felt that this information needs to be let into the world, because
Yeah.
it will ascend the whole consciousness of the planet into another dimension, right? Which
Right.
is, people will not everybody wants to be a billionaire. Some people, they just want to have a family, a new car, travel, go first class once in a while. This is the dreams, and this is nothing wrong. Some people wants to be a teacher, some people want to have a company, trucks. Doesn't matter. Whatever
Right.
your goal, whatever makes you feel good is good.
Yeah.
So that's his goal, and those people come to back him up. However, anonymously, because they have families, and people can come, and you know how it works. So when you do something, they come for your child. You're just gonna shut up and do what you've been told, because
Right.
if your child life is online,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? It's really a tough decision, right?
Very
It's
true.
or you continue doing what you're doing, or they will kill. This is what they do.
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah, so this is kind of background of what this thing is about.
That's interesting. So, how did you find out about it? Did
How
you
I
get
found out, it's very interesting, because you see, I don't believe in accidents. But what happened, when they first started to develop this club, how it became as a club,
Uh-huh.
it was in Alps, like in some private mansion of one of those rich guys. Kevin recorded this club. They said, I will teach you how to be, do, and have anything and everything you want, how to manifest your dreams, how to create whatever you want in your life.
Mhm.
And I'll give you those tools. That was the theme, right?
Mhm.
So how he did that, he says, well, I'm gonna charge $10,000 for this event. If you don't like it, you come back within 3 months. If it doesn't work for you, I'll get you your money back.
Okay.
But so those people, they came. I was listening to a recording, but that's the first kind of like the basics. That was the basics.
Yeah.
Okay, and he came out there, and a lot of people flew in there, and there was a king of an Asian country. There was a lot of billionaires that you see on TV, but you can't say, because this is so quite private. But the only voice you can hear is Kevin's voice, and there's people there, right? But he says we can't expose their names for valid reasons, because people, like I mentioned before.
Sure.
Anyhow, so that was the release. How I got it. Okay, I was at the I think about 10 years ago. I was dating this woman, and she had a cousin. He came over to visit for a short period of time, and we started talking to him. And he says, you know what, I want to give you something. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah. He's like, you see this guy, he was doing some sales, and he came, I think from Israel. He came, and he was working for cash, hiding. And then he see this guy, and there's a lunchtime, and this guy comes from the store. He has a nice brand new car, like I think it was a Beamer or a Mercedes. And obviously for him it was like, whoa. And he goes to eat in the nice restaurants. He's happy. He has a nice girlfriend. So and so. So he asked him, how you make all this? Tell me. He was just like he had no shame to come and ask, right? And the guy looked at him and said, well, I'll give you something. You listen to that and let me that can change your life.
Yeah.
That's what he told him. That's how he got it. So he gave me that. At the time I was listening, and I never went online. I never said, but it was, miraculously given to me at the time.
Wow. Yeah.
And I that was my ex girlfriend, whatever. We spent some time together, but I got that material and I started listening to it.
Mhm.
And I've been listening and listening and listening and listening. At the time I was working at the construction company. Like I was making maybe 4,000 Canadian dollars a month and working super hard and blah blah blah. It was, and I started listening to that daily. Like I would start programming myself for success, like literally brainwashing.
Yeah.
And within 6 or 7 months, the first year I closed 120,000.
Okay.
The second year was 150,000. The fourth year was 180.
Yep.
The 50 was $250,000. It was only me and another helper.
Wow.
So I did focus on the money back then,
Yeah.
and that's what I got. However, I did not join the club yet. I wasn't part of the member. I was always excuses. It was $1,000 to join in back in there.
Uh-huh.
Now you can join as associate member
Uh-huh.
for as low as $8.95 a month.
Oh.
You know, and you get a lot of information. And if
Wow.
you like it, you can upgrade for level 1
Mhm.
and be a full member. And then once you're full member, you pay $150 a month, and whatever the level is, then you pay for the level, and you continue to pay your dues.
Mhm.
And then you have like even like those Tony Robinson or other people who are presenting things. Like one seminar is like 5 Gs. You know, like
Oh, yeah.
see, like it's a lot of money. So the value that they give and the information. And you can see the people who've been there less than me and people who've been more than me, the success they create and the inner feeling that they have is really mind-blowing.
Absolutely.
So, but this one is a partnership because you can also be a partner with him.
Okay.
It's like I contribute a little bit more than this. You can be a $25 or $100. I contribute $100 because there's higher benefits for that.
Uh-huh.
And that's so it's just more training. So
Sure.
that's pretty much the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I can send you a website. You can just take a look at yourself, and
Yeah.
if maybe you're interested, you'll be.
Oh yeah, I'm always looking for stuff like that. And you know, it's interesting. I want to say a few weeks ago, I was in meditation and thought, and that was the realization that I had. You know, that I have to start opening my mind and looking for those opportunities, those moments.
There you
know,
go.
and it's about.
And
like you
I'm
said,
here. Maybe I was the
Maybe that's
transmitting that opportunity for
right?
you.
Maybe that's exactly it. But
You know
then,
what?
yeah.
I'm not like for me. It's nothing.
Mhm.
I'm not benefiting. I'm giving to you
Yeah.
because I know it's gonna really change your life.
Yeah.
So you see, I'm gonna copy that and then just send it to you.
Oh, we'll see if it goes. Yeah, in the chat. Hopefully that works. Let's see.
Oh yeah, it should.
Let's see.
Copy. Then once we drive. Can I?
Right? They might not let you send a link.
Yeah, but where's the chat? I don't have a chat since.
Oh, probably since now that the pickup already happened. Maybe I don't see a chat here either. Let's see here. Let's see if it even lets me go, or it's like, hey, you're driving. What do you do?
Oh,
Let's see if it lets me.
no. It doesn't. It doesn't show the message.
Ah. Oh, interesting. Yeah. See, maybe because we're blocked because we're driving.
Yeah, but you
What-
know what? Hold on a second. This is very easy. It's just. Okay, can you remember globalinformationnetwork.com?
Globalinformationnetwork.com.
One word.
One word.
Globalinformationnetwork.com. You go in there,
Uh-huh.
read about the club,
Great.
and join as an associate member for $8.95. Like I mean,
Sure.
your coffee, it's two
Yeah, that's
coffees
nothing.
maybe. It's
Yeah,
nothing.
it's nothing.
But once you go through that,
Mhm.
I think it will gonna open your mind. Like, and your wishes, your command is there. Originally, people paid 10 grand for that.
Wow.
Then it was 1,000, and then because it's already old, it's like it's free. There's a lot of free information, but
Sure.
the thing is, because people get it for free, they don't take action.
Right.
They don't take action,
value
and they
it.
take it for granted, and
Yeah.
and nothing happens.
Sure. Yeah, I can see
Let's
that.
see.
Globalinformationnetwork.com.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I should remember that.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
I
we're
think
gonna
that's
be
very
there.
interesting.
We're gonna be there on even before 4:30. My trip starts 4:45, so
Oh, okay, good. Hopefully, yeah, we're going to be tight. Traffic's bad, but it's going to open up soon.
yeah. But it says now I went to the map and it says 4:30
Yeah.
with the traffic including.
Good, good, good. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's if you're receptive to this kind of information, if even skeptics, people are just taking
Yeah.
longer time.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're not here for just working, whining, and worrying.
Exactly.
Life is for living.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
this is just sometime this. What stops us from actually being successful because you don't know what you want as number one, and then once you really clearly define what you want, like really know,
Yeah.
like this is what I want, and you have a burning desire for it.
Right.
You have programs
Yeah.
inside you running. Like
Yeah.
somebody back in the day, said something like your dad or cousin when you were a child, and
Yeah.
you believe that, and it's running in your head. So
Yeah.
subconsciously you don't believe that you deserve success,
Right.
and you think, oh, you know, I clearly remember that situation when my stepdad was really pushing me and told me, oh, you know, you and this, you don't want to study, so then you're gonna be in construction, and he really said that. And I actually ended up being in construction at one point, but then I made it really good at there. But I really hated that because it's
You're
just
attracted.
yeah, you know, I had a business, but no, it's my business had me, not I had the business.
I'm currently living in one of my father's curses, so
Okay.
I think that's exactly.
You can
it,
really. I
need
didn't
to
say it just
reframe.
because, you know.
Exactly. No, but you're right. A lot of people get to it. That's exactly it. Because people say something about you, and then in your mind you think that's true. And
You
then
can free it.
Yeah.
He
and then
teaches that how to free it.
Well, that's
he
good,
really does. There's so many techniques. Like there's a TFT, like a thought field therapy. It's basically it's like sometimes you feel really like, you know, phobias and stuff like that. It cures it like permanently because there's some energy trapped in the body.
Yeah.
And then at the time when that energy activates, you can top it out. Like there's tapping points on your body. When
for sure.
You tap here, but they say which sequence, and then it just illuminates it. Like this one, the guy who came up with that, Roger Callahan, right? He was talking about it, and the Chinese knew it for 5,000 years, but science never believed it.
Sure.
So they just, you know, the psychologists and make money in Beverly Hills out of people, you know, being sick or afraid of water or whatever. So it was a clear, like the story that he tells. He says this woman, she was scared being just beside water. Something happened. They pushed her when she was young. Like her cousin pushed her into water, and she got frightened from what she couldn't even be beside water.
Oh gosh.
Like, you know. And he worked with her for 2 years.
Sure.
And then eventually, it's another story how he got to that. But the thing is, she tapped onto certain things, and then she looked at the pool, and she's like, and he's like, how do you feel? He's like, I'm fine. He's like, what do you mean? And she's like, and she ran into the pool. She's like, stop, you can't swim. She's like, I know, I just want to see it touch the water.
Wow.
It's gone.
That's amazing.
You know, and another time, this Kevin's friend, you know, he tells story like, because you have to really tell a story that happened, not something that somebody made it up.
Sure.
Right? That's really important who you listen to again. So that's why I admire him. And he says this person, his friend Charlie, he drove from who knows where to come meet him on a plane, and they said, why do you drive? Oh, I just like driving. So they kind of didn't pay attention, but then this they sat on this plane, and then he realized that his friend, he's frightened of flying. He's like all holding up to the seat, and he's like hyperventilating.
Oh, no.
And he said, Charlie, are you afraid? He's like, yeah. He's like, he's just not even talking, he just nod his head. So he tapped here under the liver, and he kind of releases, like, what did you do? He's like, well, it called therapy. You, like, from 0 to 10, how much you still have it? He's like, well, I have maybe 2. So he tapped a little bit more, and then Charlie was looking out of the window all the flight. He's like, well, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I never looked out of the plane when I was flying because he was so scared. So that's another thing, like spider phobia or fear of heights, those kind of things. Even rage and anger, when it arises, you can diminish it, and eventually, like, you gotta tap a lot first, maybe 3, 4, 5 times a day, but within a month you're gonna be doing it maybe twice a month.
Sure.
So you're gonna feel good most of the time, and those things that piss you off so much, like, you know, when somebody says something and then this guy cuts you off and you're getting crazy angry because
I might need that for driving.
Right? You see, that's exactly what it is. And then you just tap it out, and then it doesn't bother you. Then you're like, oh, maybe the guy, his wife is pregnant, and he's rushing somewhere. Like you playing the understanding game instead of you getting mad and then you hurt yourself. So that's just another thing that GIN has. GIN, that's short for Global Information Network. Right? That's something that they have, and there's a lot of those things. Like they have 4 events every year, and there's every month there's a virtual, and there's local chapter meetings when you meet other members, and you know, you discuss the book that you read, you present the word. There's a structure, right? So basically, member help members.
Right. Okay.
And you have a member support coach as well right now. At my time, I didn't have it. So let's say if you get in your local area, you're gonna say, oh, I'm in Chicago, this person will contact you, he will help you out, you can call him and ask questions, and then there's groups, there's Telegram channels, it's phenomenal. I mean,
that's pretty amazing. Yeah, that's really awesome.
It's worth it, trust me. I haven't seen anything like that available now. And like I said, it came to me at the right time in the right place. So
Sounds like it. Yeah.
but the only thing I can say is it works only if you work it.
Absolutely.
If
yeah.
you don't work it, it's not gonna work. You know, they say knowledge is power.
Right.
Yeah, it is power only if you remember and use it.
Exactly.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
That's, you know, you can, people know those words, but they know about it. They don't know.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's exactly what I was thinking of. The conclusion I'd come to in my meditation was to keep my eyes open. That you know, there's books out there about manifesting and the secret and doing all these things, and you can say, oh, this is what I want out of life, but if you do nothing, you'll never get there. You know, you have to have your eyes open and to act on opportunity, to jump when you see it, and to say, okay, this is the thing I'm going for.
And
this is, be open to it, but go
you know,
for it.
I don't like Bill Gates, who he become right now, but what he have achieved in his life, I admire him for that.
Sure.
So going to your words, what you said about meditation, I can say that he was interviewed on Larry King, and he asked him 3 questions. He said, well, he asked him a main question, Bill, what's the secret to success? He says, well, basically a few things. He says, first, you have to be in the right place in the right time.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means luck has a lot to do with that. Okay,
Definitely.
and luck is created as well, but we're not gonna get to that. Let's say you're right now in the right place in the right time.
Yeah.
We spoke about something, you asked for it in your meditation. I came to you right now through universe, you know, and we start talking about it.
Yeah.
Again, no accidentally. That's number 1, being in the right place in the right time. Then you have to have a depth of vision. You have to see a potential, how it can become. So you just said it that, oh well, this is gonna be great. I want to create something in my life. Blah, blah, blah. You have to see the potential of it. Like if you look at the oak, in how you call it, not the walnut. What the squirrel eat?
What do squirrels eat? Yeah,
acorn, right? If you look at the acorn,
Yeah.
what do you see? A food for squirrels,
Right.
or you see a forest and buildings and structures. You know, so something now you said. But then the last thing you have to say, because a lot of people been where I am, where I was, and they saw that potential. But I was one of the very few people who took massive and immediate action.
Sure.
Because if you don't act within 24 to 48 hours from your decision, you're never gonna do it, because tomorrow never comes.
Sure.
That's
sure.
90%, if not 99% of the people. They say, yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, when I get home, I'll do it. I'm just gonna take my kids to school. Yeah.
Right.
I'm just busy. I'm
We'll
tired.
watch this episode, and then after this movie, I'll do it. Yeah. Then they forget. They never do it. Absolutely. At least that's me.
Well, it's good that you're aware of it. Now
Oh,
you can
yeah.
change it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Once
Yeah.
you know it, then you're not denying it. Once you're in denial, then you gotta come to the awareness that yes, I'm doing it, and then you have to change something. But once you already know it, then you're already halfway through, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that was a big game changer for me. Was just saying, you know, I don't say I'll do this later. Do it now. Get it done now,
Yep.
and then watch
Yep.
something, because I know I'd forget. You know, or if you know, say I have to take something up to my bedroom, and I would keep forgetting, so I would put it somewhere so that it's in the way, so that I had to do it. I had to deal with it. It's like, oh, then
Or you have to do some kind of action. For example, if you say, yeah, I'm gonna do that, put a note. Say, I'm doing this on this date. So
Exactly.
that's on your face, right there on your calendar.
Calendar,
right? Like
reminders,
physical calendar.
Absolutely.
And one of the things is like last time we was talking about, it's just so much information that I can't tell you all of it, because I don't know it all, and I never will know it all, because I'm always learning. But what is important is like how he says about energy, how it works. It's like people saying, yeah, you focus on that energy, you want that, this, that, but then once you take a white piece of paper and the blue pen, and it's important that it's blue, and you write it down, then that vibration, that frequency that is around you in your field, it becomes a particle.
Interesting.
Right?
Sure, that makes sense.
And when you add more intention to that, it grows, and then more thoughts are coming into your experience.
Sure.
People, events, situations
Yeah.
are coming to your experience. When you think about it all the time, most of the time, remember, you become what you think about most of the time.
Absolutely.
And you think, and you're obsessed about your idea, and then you see something similar, or the exact thing that you were thinking about coming to you, or something similar that will give you that feeling that you were vibrating.
Yeah.
So
with vibration and intention and manifesting, I always think back to a quote that Einstein said.
Uh-huh.
Einstein said that all of the universe
Yes.
is compressed energy, everything.
Yeah.
So if you want something,
Yeah.
put the energy into
Yeah.
it, and it will come to
Exactly, and
Yeah.
and that's what they say. Both Edison and by the way, in your wish is your command. That's the first. That's the basics, right?
Yeah.
That's called your wish is your command.
Wow.
And when you sign up as associate, this is like 14 hours of just the beginning. But then
Yeah.
you have more. You're not gonna like. There's a
Sure.
lot, right?
Yeah.
So once you listen to that.
Uh-huh.
And you get to that segment. I've listened to that 300 times, over 8 years.
Wow.
So now you brought Einstein, so I just wanted to mention that.
Sure.
He says both Einstein and Edison, they both said the brain, our brain,
Yeah.
is the transmitter and receiver of vibration, frequency, and energy.
Sure.
And that's why he said that.
Yeah.
You know, because this is the genie in your head. But
Yeah.
if you don't use it properly, then
Right.
that's it.
Right.
Right? It's not gonna work.
That's very true. Yeah, and that makes sense. The transmitter and the receiver, right? Because you're
Both.
perceiving, you're
Yep.
seeing it,
Yep.
but you also create it.
Yep.
You also put it out.
That
there,
affect
push it out.
physical matter
Yeah.
and other brains.
Right.
Physical matter, so you can think about something and that's what happens, you know. When you were
Sure.
thinking about in the meditation about something that you had some idea and you didn't know, wasn't sure, and then
Right.
boom,
Yeah.
some information came to you. So that's it's a good sign, man.
Absolutely. No, that's really great. So how long have you been on doing this now? 10 years, you said?
I've been listening to Your Wishes Your Command for 8.5 years. I
Okay.
took a longer route.
Okay.
And then after that, I came to I'm like, that's it. I need to grow. I just
Sure.
came one day and I never went to rallies or seminars or anything.
Uh-huh.
And then I decided to check, and there was an email, again, one of those emails from Jen from Global Information Network. I was an affiliate. Back then it was free. It was an affiliate program. You can sign up people and you get some commissions. It's over. Now there's no more. It's member support coaches. They're helping you, and then Jen gives them something for that help. That's another program. You have to be level 5
Okay.
to be there, because that's actually where the real training starts, right?
Interesting.
I mean, every level is amazing, but so I've been doing that, and then 2 years, well, a little bit over 2 years, I joined as a member, as a full member.
Okay.
And since then, I have graded up to level 6, but I have passed the test of level 3, so officially I'm level 4.
Okay.
And I'm going through training, because level 4 is really when you change your DNA and you drill. Like you ask you a question and you have to answer right away. If you don't answer right away, then you don't know it. So
Okay.
I went through this, I don't know, maybe 30, 40, 50, I don't know, many times.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I'm getting, and they released a new website. There's guys made it really nice and easy, and it's just yeah, very easy to go around, and yeah, just all the information is just right there.
That's awesome.
It
That's
is.
great. Global Information Network. That's very cool. See,
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
And I'm very interested in that stuff, because at the end of the day, right, we humans, we live on this planet. We don't know what we're doing or why we're here, right? And there's mechanisms, there's things that work, and we don't know why they work, but they work, and that's the observation. We have ideas, and that's really what we're trying to do. You know, I listen to a lot on science and technology and how much we know about the world. And as far as what we understand about how the world works and why we exist, we're at a best guess. It was all for all of science, for the 5,000 years of human history. We think it works this way as far as we know, but there's no concrete anything. But stuff like this says, here's what works. Here's something that almost seems metaphysical, almost seems like it shouldn't work. It's not possible, but it still happens. It becomes a reality. And that works on something, right? On some mechanism. And people that can put that together and give that to people, I think, is really beneficial, because
and it's not new
we grow
information.
from it.
This
Yeah.
information be used through thousands and thousands of years, but only
Exactly.
among secret societies,
Right.
only amongst their families and people who are really in their bloodlines, right? So they kept it for themselves
Sure.
and used it, right? So
Sure.
virtually all other remaining society, they're just slaves. They're working for them, and they are
Yeah.
just, so that's their agenda, kind of thing. I'm pretty sure you can feel how things are shifting in the world, right? So
Sure.
with all what happened, it's never was about the people. It's about the controlling the people. So it's not like we worry about you. That's why you wear a mask, or this we worry about you. That's why you should go and get the flu shot every year. Like seriously, do you think universe did not make it so profoundly great, your human body,
Right.
that it can regenerate and it can just become better
Right.
by upgrading itself in eating right, training, I don't know, meditational stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, there is a tremendous health benefit to doing that, to proper food, to exercise, to eating well. I mean, just those foundations alone
there you go.
could definitely benefit you. I'm very much pro vaccination, because we look at things like measles, mumps, things like that do, where if we didn't have vaccines,
No, I'm
children
saying,
would be
no, I'm
killed.
saying,
But
you know
yeah.
what? If you're gonna be like, if I'm crashed and I need to like, God forbid, if something happens, like emergency on the road,
Yeah.
thank God that we have doctors
Exactly.
and all that.
Yeah.
But rather than that, people should not be 24 hours a day and 365 days a year. They should be on medications. That's not normal.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
not normal.
I agree completely.
Right?
Yeah, I agree completely.
So
Yeah, and we over medicate, because pharmaceutical companies, as I'm sure you said he was in the pharmaceutical company, so he knew all about it. They don't
He
treat you,
exposed
they
you.
don't cure you. Yeah, they get you addicted to the pills they're selling, and that's what it and then you have one pill, and then it treats a symptom, but it gives you a side effect and another side effect, so you have to take 2 more pills, and
There
both of
you go.
those have another side effect each, and then you've got a handful of pills you're taking every day, and it started with one problem that you were trying to fix. And that's unfortunately that's the way pharmacology is right now, because that's what they're treating symptoms, as opposed to looking at the whole person and holistically, how can you heal this person, and it's not about healing, it's about money. It's about how do we get something out of this
there
person,
you
what
go.
can we get from
There.
it.
So
Yeah.
anyway, this club is about how you can make better version of you. How
Sure.
you can improve yourself. Doesn't matter which level you are, where you are, what's your health situation, what's your beliefs or religion. It doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if somebody tell to whoever his beliefs are that listen, this is how it works, and you
Yeah.
can believe it or you cannot believe it. Law of attraction,
Yeah.
and it's like law of gravity. If you walk from this building, you're going down. Doesn't matter if somebody gonna say, you know what, if this guy right there, he can float. Show me somebody who can float.
Yeah.
And then if there's this one person right there that he can do it,
Yeah.
for you, searching for the answer how it happens, it's how is it gonna benefit your life anyway, right?
Sure.
So
Sure.
it's very, very unique.
Definitely, and that's exactly it. The law of attraction, right? It is a law. It's the idea that you're putting it out there. You're pulling the things to you. You're attracting what you created, or something that
Exactly. You
verifies,
create it, and the
yeah.
law of attraction works as a tool,
Yeah.
right? It's there. So whatever you put out, that's
Yeah.
what you get back. That's what the law is. So
Right.
if you're gonna put negative thoughts towards somebody else,
Mhm.
guess what?
Yeah.
No good thoughts, no good things will happen to you. Don't
Absolutely.
expect it. If you're mad, mean, and angry towards somebody, you're gonna get more mad, meanness, and angriness,
Yeah.
and all those vibrations are gonna come back right back at you.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna put love and care and respect to other people, that's what's gonna back to you. So
Absolutely.
it's very simple. But
Yeah.
the good thing is, like, when you putting good things towards other people, you get 1,000 times more.
Yeah, that's
You know?
a thing I'd come to the realization a little while ago. Happiness is a choice.
Yes.
It's not, it isn't every day you are happy just because, but it's you choose it, you find it, you see it. And a meditation I would do while driving, look for things that are green.
Mhm.
And I would be out in the middle of winter, in the middle of nowhere, where everything living is dead, and it's all white or yellow, and then all of a sudden a green truck would show up, right? There's my green, because I would be, I haven't seen anything yet, and that's that law, that
There you
rule
go.
of, like, okay, put it out there, look for it, and just as much as you're trying to see it, you see it. We see this green train, right? So that stuff that it's there if you look for it, if you try and find it. And just as much, if you want to be a negative person and think negative and think depressing and think sad, the universe will give you that, like you were talking about media and news, right? they show you all the negative, negative, negative. Well, then what you're going to do, you're going to go outside, you're going to look at everybody, and you're going to have that negative filter,
Yeah.
and you're going to see it that way, and the world will become that much more negative. Whereas if you try and find positive, try and fill it with positivity, that won't happen so much. And that's really it's a way to live life. The manifesting of it, the law of attraction.
Exactly.
You know?
Wow. Looks like I'm making it on time. They're not gonna leave without me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have 12 minutes.
So to get to where you're at, where I'm going to drop you off, there's stairs, and you go down.
Oh yeah, I don't know exactly. So this is where it tells me go here and then go here. Oops.
Yeah. I'll point it when
You
we
know
get
where
there.
it is,
yeah,
right?
I'll
Okay,
point it
okay.
where you get there.
Yeah,
Yeah, because where I'm going to drop you off.
This is like right there somewhere on by the river,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So this is Michigan Avenue. Here's the Riverwalk. So here's there, and there's steps that go down.
Okay.
And you go down there, and you'll see, depending on whichever line that you went with, they have a kiosk here on Michigan, and you can say, "Where do I go for the boat?" And they'll tell you which stairs to take. Yeah.
That's Chicago.
Yep. But yeah, so here we're in. This is the Loop. Well, they have a little street festival here. That might be cool to check out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if you see all the tents and everything over there, and then Millennium Park is right over here to the right.
Mm-hmm.
So where I'm taking you is going to be over here to the left, which is the river right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then this here is a big park right here. If you look at it.
Oh wow, yeah,
See?
it is. It looks huge.
It's huge, and it's a big, big, big park. It goes down. Ton of places, ton of walking. Museum Campus Drive. So this is where the museums are over here.
Okay.
And so those are a couple. But then there's also here, right here is the art museum. So
Okay.
it's not as far. It's right there. So that's something you could take a look at too.
Sounds good. Thanks for all that.
Yeah, of course. Oh yeah, this is all touristy. So this is Michigan Avenue, and it goes all the way up to Miracle Mile with all the shops. But this is like big touristy. Ton of the big hotels and all that stuff are all around here. And so everybody gets out and then they walk around the loop and everything, and walk around. So that's Millennium Park, big touristy. They have the Bean, which is some people like to go to. Yeah, this is the big tourist part of Chicago for sure. It keeps saying it's gonna rain today, and then it's not. So let's see what the weather looks like. Yeah, it looks like it cleared up, so you missed it. That's good.
That's good. Yeah, very good.
Nice weather. Yeah, and so they'll point out all this cool stuff. You get to learn about these buildings. If you see how they have all that architecture up the top, they'll explain all that. Explain how the structure, the architecture, who made it, what the idea was. Really interesting stuff. Which boat line did you go with? Do you know what they're called?
I got a ticket. I got this thing.
Chicago 1.5 River Cruise. They don't say who the name is. Yeah, you might want to know because which one, because there's like 4 of them down there.
I went with this.
Yeah. River Tour.
No?
Yeah, it still doesn't say which one. Because here we go. So do you see that blue right there? See those blue tents right there? Riverwalk. And
Yeah.
then so down there is where it'll be. And then you can also come where I'm going to drop you off. I'll show you. There's some and there's here, but do you see how there's like 4 boats down there?
one right there, the big one.
There's multiple ones. So you just have to know which one you're going on. But you can go down, and so they have little tents here. Let me see.
Which way do I go?
So right down
We gotta cross the
here. No, you don't have to cross. Right here. Yeah. Do you see where the stairs are? This is an Apple store. So right next to the Apple store, there's stairs that go down.
Oh, right.
But do you know if it's shoreline sightseeing? They might even be able to tell you. You can show because they all work together. They don't know each other.
I
So
run.
right there,
Thanks a lot.
they can tell
Global
you.
Information Network.
I'm gonna look it up. Have a good one. Thank you so much. Take care.